What's up, guys? Here we are, Monster Motivator TV, real, raw, and live, coming to you from Hemet, California, and it is absolutely beautiful day today. Not a cloud in the sky, no humidity, 72, 78 degrees, absolutely beautiful. That's why I moved here from New Jersey. I love it here. It is like paradise to me. We're gonna have a pretty cool show today. Linda the Stun Gun Lady.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard that title, I said she has to come on this show. The Stun Gun Lady. And she's going to share with you her story, and it ties directly in with what we talk about and the message that I give out about the bully, right? How do you stop a bully? The only way to stop a bully is to step up and get your lunch money back.
That's right.
Whether you're talking about a physical bully or that bully in between your ears, that fear barrier, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way to stop a bully. Now, I know we have some people jumping on, and I have Marilyn here, who's just started with us, and I don't know if you guys were on the podcast with Kelly Fitzgerald's podcast, but Marilyn jumped on, and she, again, is facing that bully head on. She takes self-defense classes to make sure that she protects herself, and I believe she told me, Marilyn, you're going to be 71 coming up, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we have Marilyn on the phone, speakerphone, so she's going to be able to let us know who jumps on, what comments you have, what questions we want to make sure we address them. Marilyn, were you able to see the show live?
I can see you guys, but I can't see any comments.
All right, but you see people getting on. Do you see names?
No.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me.
Maybe refresh the.
Yeah. Do you know how to refresh it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
Okay. So, Linda.
Yeah.
The Stun Gun Lady.
Stun Gun Lady.
This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool, and I know you have your arsenal here.
I have my toys here.
You have your arsenal,
yes.
but so, and I also know that you're a realtor, a local realtor,
Correct.
right? And you've been in the field for a while.
For 15 years now.
Okay. Okay. So, the Stun Gun Lady.
It's,
Where did this all?
It's actually a direct sales company,
Okay.
Damsel in Defense.
Okay.
And getting back into real estate, going and showing vacant homes and everything, I needed something that I felt comfortable with carrying.
Okay.
I've walked into some very sketchy situations, so decided, you know what, let me see what is out there.
Okay.
And a friend told me about Damsel in Defense.
Okay.
I thought, what is Damsel in Defense? Went online, checked it out, and went, oh, I kind of like this stuff.
Okay.
You know, because everything is lifetime warranty.
Okay.
It's stun guns, it's pepper sprays, it's just self-protection items, alarms, all kinds of different things.
Everything that's going to
everything that you can think of, whether you are a young child or you know, an elderly person. It doesn't matter. You could feel how light our products are. Like I said, everything is lifetime warranty. So I decided, okay, let me check this out. I went and bought for myself, decided, you know what, if I like this and all these things that are happening to all these other agents, let me get into it. I shared it with a couple people, and it just started expanding.
So let's go back a little bit, though, because I want to also talk. We're gonna talk about this, but I want to talk about your journey a little bit. Now, are you from Southern California?
I am.
You are.
Born and raised out here.
You know what we call that, right?
No.
Spoiled. Coming from the East Coast, you're spoiled.
My son lives on the East Coast right now.
Where at?
Yes, he's in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm from Jersey.
my oldest boy
Okay.
went to Jersey a couple months ago.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Okay, did he like it?
Blast. He loves it out there. He says he will never come back.
Really?
Yeah, which is amazing
That
because
is.
I'm sorry,
That
that snow and that cold bitterness.
I can't believe it because I'm not going back in the winter. I'll go back in the summer and the spring.
I was there this last July, and I was there last winter.
Okay.
So I've seen the winters.
Yep.
And I've seen the summer.
So, hey, Marilyn, are you able to see the?
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
I am. You've got a comment from Joseph, and it's AQUILINO.
Okay. And what's he say?
And he says, how's it going?
It's going great, Joseph. Thanks for jumping on, pal. I know we had a few other people jump on.
Yeah.
Okay, and who else jumped?
Sandra Ogden, she said perfect timing with all that is going on.
100%,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
100%, and we're gonna really dive into that and the advantages that this company offers. But I want to really take you a little bit behind the black curtain, right?
Okay, yeah.
Of Linda and share because we want to bring that value because you're an entrepreneur, you've been an
Yes.
entrepreneur, and I want to share that. Then we'll get into this.
Of course.
Who else jumped on, Marilyn?
Yadira Castellon.
Okay.
And it says good.
All right. Good. Love it. And anybody else?
Joseph just said, tell him it's Joey Giggles from the Joey Giggles show.
Yeah, I just did his podcast. Joey, how are you? A New Yorker. New Yorker in the house.
New York.
So, okay. So, you're
I'll
from...
keep you posted.
Okay. Thank you, Marilyn. So you're originally from Southern California. Where at?
Correct. Los Angeles.
Okay. So you
Born and raised
born and
out
raised.
there. Moved out to Riverside County
Okay.
when I was pregnant with my youngest.
Okay.
So 28 years ago.
Right. And we're in, just so you know, we're in Riverside County.
We're in Riverside
in
County.
case you don't know. So,
Yeah.
have you always been an entrepreneur, or?
Yeah, well, pretty much, yes.
Yeah?
I've always tried to get into some. I've been in real estate now for 15 years.
Okay.
Same company called Will Banker. Love it. I enjoy going out, getting people into their homes, into their dream home.
Okay.
You know, I'm there to be their realtor for life.
Yes.
I'm not just their realtor, I'm their friend.
It's a relationship.
It's a relationship. That's
Okay.
exactly what it's about.
Now, have you always looked at it that way?
Yes.
Okay.
From day one.
So, growing up, where did you think you got that entrepreneurial DNA?
My father.
Yeah, was
My
he?
father. He was such a go-getter. He
Was he an entrepreneur?
he was.
Okay,
Yes. He
okay.
built rattan furniture for a living.
all right.
And I have a couple pieces here that are left. But my ex-husband has the majority
Right.
of my furniture from my father.
Okay.
So I learned from him.
Mhm.
And you just keep going. You
Yeah.
just keep plugging along no matter what comes at you. You know,
Right.
you just keep positive, keep motivated, and every day is another beautiful day that you're going to be able to move forward and make something.
An opportunity, right?
Correct.
And here's the deal, like you're talking about, because at the end of the day, it's not about. And I always say this because people are like, Monster Motivator, you must always be in a good mood. Everything must be always. No, it's not about
It's
that.
not about that.
It's really about what I say, and let me know if you agree with this. It's about raising your level of awareness and understanding that when you are in that funk, you can get out much quicker than you could before.
Yes.
Because of the information that you have that you apply on a daily basis.
Correct.
Is that?
That is absolutely
And it's so
correct.
vital for an entrepreneur because it's like you're on an island.
Well, if I'm going to be always in a down mode and, you know, always depressed and dwell on everything that happens in life,
Right.
I'm never going to move forward.
Exactly.
People pick up on that.
Right.
So if you walk around with that smile, keep, you know, your energy levels up.
It becomes contagious.
It does.
It
You know,
does.
if I'm going to sit there and smile at you, you're going to smile back,
Hey.
even no matter how bad of a
Yeah.
mood you're in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's what it's about. You know, keep
Absolutely.
positive and keep plugging along.
100%. Marilyn, anybody else jump on?
Well, Keenan might, he says 400% and 4 fire bombs, and Joey Giggles, Joseph says yes.
Yes, that's
And
right.
then
Keenan, thank you so much for jumping on, my man. Sometimes it, with the Wi-Fi just goes.
Yeah.
So we're bringing so much electric here, right? Keenan, thank you so much for jumping on, man. Joey Giggles, thank you for the love. Anybody else, Marilyn?
yeah, Sandra Ogden says fake it till you make it, baby.
You know what? Sometimes that's what you need to
Sometimes
do.
you have to.
Sometimes that's what you need to
Yeah.
do and figure it out, right?
That's right.
As you go, because when it's big enough, you don't know the how in the beginning.
Right.
As long as the why is big
The
enough.
why is there and keeps you going.
Okay.
That's what matters.
So you went to high school. How did you do in school? Were you a good student? Atta girl.
No.
Me neither. Atta girl.
Hated school. Gosh. My parents finally told me, you know what? If you're not going to go to school and you're going to be at the beach all day,
right,
then just get a job.
Right.
So I did.
Okay, there you go.
Been working since I was 17 ever since.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
Me too.
I've done multiple jobs, 3-4 jobs all at once at times to keep the family going, keep myself going. Had some rough times, had some great times, you know. Life just, you deal with life gives you and make the best of it.
Absolutely. And everyone that knows me knows that I'm a huge proponent and believer in get outside your bubble, because there's so many people have it so much worse than you, right?
Yes.
They would beg to have your problems when you really look around. And if you're not sure where that is, I'll give you some pointers. Go to a children's hospital when a 12-year-old little girl is fighting for her life for cancer, and she's
that just
but
right
that's the real, right?
Yeah.
And she's the rock of her family, right? And the parents are trying to figure out how not to crumble, right?
Yeah.
Or go to a convalescent home, right? 90, 95 years old, when that clock is done, talk to them, right? When you can't buy that time back. No. So you know, that's the real.
That
right?
is the real
stuff. That's
right
the real,
there.
and that puts things into perspective.
Puts things into perspective
real well. And if it doesn't put things into perspective for you, you have major problems.
I was going to say, then you know what?
right. I mean, hold on.
Go seek some professional help.
Yeah, something like that. But that's the real, you know, and that's and you want to get out of that funk. Gratitude will do that like that.
Yes, it will.
In a second. Will. So. You got out of school, you left school, you started to work. You got married. Okay, had kids.
2 beautiful boys.
Awesome.
Both very successful. Got into real estate, working as a secretary. From secretary, I decided, you know what? I could do this.
Wow.
I could sell homes, because I was watching when I went and looked for a home myself. For our family, we were looking, and the agents were there for the money and the money only. It was all about that commission check.
Right.
And then they tell you, well, you can't afford that neighborhood. You shouldn't be in this neighborhood. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. You know, it just, they stomp you.
Right.
And it's kind of like, I hate to put it, car salesman, you know?
It is what it is. I mean, what you saw is what you saw.
Yeah. So I decided, you know what, I can do this. And so I have people from 15 years ago when I first started still referring family and friends to me.
Here's what I love, though. Here's what we're going to really dive into, because this is there's people out there going, okay, great. You know what, Linda, you did it, but how do I do it? So let's
simple.
I know, but it's simple, but not always easy, right?
Correct.
So which is life. So let's really take them a little bit deeper.
Okay.
So you're a secretary. How long were you a secretary?
About 6 months. 6 months.
6 months, and you started to see that. You know what? I see opportunity.
I don't want to work for that $8 to $10 an hour.
But here's what else I see. Here's what else I want to pull out. Right?
Sure.
We're pulling these golden nuggets out. Is you not only saw that you could do it, or you started to build that belief, right, by being around that environment.
Exactly.
Right? But also, you took it further, whether you realize it or not. I mean, you probably did, but then you also saw a void. In other words, you saw a lot of these agents looking at their people as a number.
Right.
You said, you know what? I can come in here and do this a little differently and do it in the Linda flavor versus somebody else's flavor. And that doesn't mean it's right or wrong either way.
No.
But you will know who you are.
Whatever works for you.
But I love that, right? Because you saw what makes you different. And that's business. That's business 101.
Yep.
Especially realtors, because it's on every corner, every network.
I mean, you can go to any home that's for sale and call that agent. Which one's going to actually call you back?
Yes. So that, looking at it that way is the belief started to build because she was in the right environment. Secondly, how do I separate myself? What do I bring to the table that they don't? Right? So that ultimately that's really what you did.
Yeah.
You figured out a game plan, and then obviously you got your
license.
license.
And I'm honest and I'm upfront about it.
Right.
But that's just who you are. Yes.
And that's just That's the real. I love that. Marilyn, anybody else jump on?
Sandra Ogden has a follow-up.
Okay.
Life USA journey, and it's about consistency and commitment, not about a feeling.
That is
There you go. There
right.
you go. It is. It's definitely about consistency.
Yes.
And you know, especially as an entrepreneur, being flexible, being understanding that there is no perfect business model.
No,
there is
there
no
isn't.
perfect business plan. And if you're not flexible, you're going to break.
Yeah.
You're going to break.
And it's hard, you know, to get started, and you're putting all your money towards this,
Yes.
and there's things you have to learn to go without and decide, you know what, do I need that cup of coffee from, whether it's Starbucks, whether
Right.
it's Dunkin' Donuts,
The
or
$8
wherever.
cup of coffee.
No, I don't.
Right.
I'll make my cup of
Right.
coffee at home,
Right.
and I'll take it with me on the road. And, you know, there's things you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to give up in order to succeed.
Yeah, you have to give that short term
Right.
for long term.
For long term.
For long term. And then
Correct.
also, and again, I you know, I believe that there's different levels of entrepreneurs. I believe there's the level A that you'd actually be suffocated if you work for somebody, and that's pretty
Yes.
much me. Then you have the B and the C, where, you know, like this business would be perfect for a B or a C, where they have a job,
They have
but
a
they
job.
can do something on the side, and we're
Correct.
going to talk about
And
that,
that's what
right?
this is
and that's the
about.
opportunity. And then there's some people that just want to work for a company and get their check. And you know what?
And
We need them all.
I
It
was
makes the
gonna say-
world go round.
exactly.
Right? It makes the world
Right.
go round. But what I love about personal development is it relates to everybody, because this
Everybody.
is life.
Yep.
Right? Fear barriers are life.
Yes.
Right? The mindset is life. It's just so no matter what. But I just have a special connection with entrepreneurs because I've been one my whole adult life. So now you got your license,
Correct.
and then so did you stop being a
No. I continued being a
Secretary?
secretary for them,
Okay.
and I actually took another secretarial job.
A second?
I took a second, plus doing my real estate. So I was doing bookkeeping in the morning. On the weekends, I was
Love it.
working my real estate.
Wow.
And then in between time, I was the real estate office's
And a
secretary.
mom.
And
and a
mom.
wife.
And making sure I was at all their school events.
Yeah.
Their,
See, listen,
you know, just
see,
doing what needed to be done in
Linda,
life.
Linda, see, this is exactly why you hear me say all the time, a good woman is the baddest human being on the planet. That's badass right
And
there.
it's
Because that's
not easy, you know.
oh
but-
my God.
but-
Like I couldn't even fathom that, right? Because having your own business, being an entrepreneur is such a full-time
It's
thing.
full time.
So you had
I
kids,
was working
you had
all day
family.
long, all night, sleeping maybe 3-4 hours.
Wow. Yeah, because you have no there's
Because
nothing
there's
left.
there's
nothing
no
left.
time to do anything.
So what kind of
else.
window did you do that grind? How long of a window?
Oh my gosh, about 12 years?
Before you actually went full-time with the real estate?
No.
Okay.
I was actually working real estate full time, and then I quit the,
The secretary.
secretary job at the real estate office.
For how
because,
long?
I did that for about 2 years.
Wow. That is still
And then I kept the secretary job as the bookkeeper,
Right.
became office manager. I was doing that 6 hours a day.
wow.
After probably about 5 years, I went into the casino business, did their marketing for them.
Wow.
Worked
And still doing real estate?
Still doing my real estate, working full time at the casino. Sometimes a little over full time. Sometimes it ended up being a 12 to 16 hour shift
Right.
because it is a casino.
Right.
Did my bookkeeping and still did my real estate. So sleeping hours became maybe 2 to 3 hours if I was lucky.
And
And
still the family.
I still had my family
Wow.
going strong.
That is that is
And was doing phenomenal in my real estate. When the market crashed, I was doing absolutely amazing. I was on top of the world at that time.
you had your contacts, you had your name out there.
Yes.
And see what I love about that, we talked about this before we went on when I went right to when we hit that dump.
Yeah.
I went right to, oh man, it must have been rough on you, and she said no, it was the complete reverse. She figured out why she can do it versus why you can't, right?
Yep.
And that's a key.
That was the biggest key. So because I was out there, I was letting my past clients know, hey, now's the time to buy.
Right.
The market has crashed. Rates are low. Let's get you into something right now while we can.
Or the ones that were in trouble.
The ones
right?
that were in trouble.
They needed
I was
help.
helping. There were a few that I did help out. Most of them I would refer out.
Sure, but you still help them.
Yeah,
I mean, you still...
I stayed in contact, and I still, till this day, stay in contact with all of them.
Yeah.
You know, it's not closing the deal and saying goodbye.
Right.
I've got my check and see ya.
And I think that's probably a big
connected.
part of why you were able to succeed in those times, and so many weren't.
Yes.
You know, because of that connection of who you really are, and that's really, at the end of the day, I always say this: if people want security, right? They want this idea of this security, which is really a false sense of security overall. But if you want any type of security, bring more value.
Yep.
When you bring more, the more value
The
you
more
bring,
value you
the
bring,
more security
the more
you have. Isn't it? Is that
exactly
in anything?
Yes.
Business relationship, personal relationship.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Bring that value.
Goes hand in hand.
I mean, it's just simple, not always easy. Right? That's just
that is very true. Very true.
Marilyn, do we have anybody else jump on or any comments?
Oh yeah. We have. I want to get on here. Wade.
Wade's my man. Wade's my man. He is great guy. Thank you, Wade, for taking the time and jumping on. Anybody else, Marilyn?
Yeah. We have. Do you want his comment?
Sure.
Greatest opportunities that allow our goals to come to life. Without work or hard work, struggles will be even tougher.
Yeah, you know what?
Go
ahead.
And then he also said if you add feelings to consistency and commitment, you can't be stuck, and the process of the journey can unfold a lot faster towards your goal.
You know, 100%, Wade. I was taught a long time ago, the formula for life is really thoughts, feelings, and actions, right? You have the idea, you have the thoughts, it creates a feeling, right?
Yep.
And then you have to take that action. And at the end of the day, that's what creates your results.
Yeah.
So 100%, Wade, thank you for jumping in. Anybody else, Marilyn?
Sandra Ogden has 3.
Okay.
And it's needs versus wants. And then the other one is value equals security, and then live life within the 100% of the pie. Live on 70% of the, and of the 10% is all God's anyway, and He is blessing you. Take 20% so you can retire in comfort. If you can't pay it off at the end of the month, don't get it. Wait, delayed gratification is really okay. Live without debt. We need to teach this to all our kids and younger generation. Critical.
It's
and
like.
He said, do be have.
Yep.
Is that a code? Do be have?
Yep. And you know, everything that you said, Sandra, is really life 101.
Yeah.
Right? And that should be taught in schools. And I always forget to do this. Hey, if you guys are getting value from this show, do me a favor and share it. Share it. You can go right on and share this while it's live. Because we got a bunch more value coming. Anybody else, Marilyn?
Sandra Ogden again. She goes, why?
Yo, I'm assuming she means your why, which is everything.
I was gonna
right?
say it's
When you're
yeah,
why.
Yeah. But she did throw a why. So why?
That's it. I assume that's what she's talking about, because I believe when
she said
Yep. So when your why is big enough, right, it's going to pull you through those fear barriers. And then when your why becomes bigger than you, like your family at the time, right? You become unstoppable. You figure it out. You're sleeping 3 hours a night, just figuring it out, just getting it done.
Doing what needs to be done. So if I'm successful, my family's going to be successful.
Right. Right.
You know, they're going to prosper as well.
Right. And plus your DNA, I can even tell by your energy and your eyes that, if anybody can relate to this, it's me. We don't know another way. Just lace up the boots and get to work. And get to work. I can tell. I love it. I love it. Anybody else, Marilyn?
No, we haven't caught another one since then.
Okay, great. And if anybody just jumps on, let me know, and we'll definitely. I want to acknowledge them. So, guys, share this share this show to everyone if you're getting value from it. So now we're in that downtime, 2008, 2009. You're just killing it. You're working like crazy.
I am.
Now we're coming back into what, 10, 11, 12? What's going on in your world?
Went through a nasty divorce.
Okay.
Was not going to let that stop me. I actually just became finalized last November.
But it started.
It started
earlier.
years. Yeah. I left in 2010.
Yeah. Okay.
And things were not the prettiest before, you know, but in 2010 is when it all really...
It was just, you made a decision.
It became real.
Right, you made a decision,
right.
And that was it.
And so went ahead, and you can't stop. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to keep going. Right. And I had no place to go, no place to live. Stayed in a hotel for a couple weeks. Moved in with my son. Mm-hmm. My two boys were living together. Mm-hmm. Moved in with them for about 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. If even that, and kept working at the casino, kept doing my real estate. Absolutely left with nothing in my hand. Decided, okay, this is what I'm doing. I need to keep plugging along. Need to make something for me now.
Okay.
And went ahead, found a place, moved into it, kept working my real estate, kept working my full-time job at the casino. I had quit all the other jobs because working 16, 15 hours at the casino.
Yeah, you just don't there's nothing left.
You know, going through the separation and decided, okay, enough was enough. Mm-hmm. Two full-time jobs was enough for me.
Right.
Continued, still doing, you know, the real estate, going full force. It's exploding, and moved into, like I said, my own place. Mm-hmm. You can't let that get you down, no matter what.
And here's I'm going to throw this out there. I'm just guessing here, but I think I'm pretty accurate. And for me, it's so much. I always say action is fear's kryptonite. So when their fear barriers start to creep in, I just take so much action that it keeps it at bay.
Yes.
You know, and then it gives you time to reevaluate, right? Catch a breath. But if you're just sitting around, that is
it's the worst thing.
I can't.
It's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends told me about damsel in defense.
Okay.
Since going through my divorce, I kind of...
It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty, so I had to kind of let my real estate go for a little bit.
Okay.
About 4 years, I let it just...
So you were just working at the casino?
Yeah, working at the casino.
Okay.
I couldn't concentrate on both and be there for my clients the way
productive.
I wanted to really be.
Right.
So if I can't benefit them, you know, what good am I?
Right.
So I quit that, stayed in the casino, continued to work. When I decided to get back into my real estate is when one of my friends told me about Damsel in Defense. She was having a little get-together and wanted me to see some of the products. And I thought, I don't need any of that. And went online, checked it out, and thought, okay, this is actually kind of cool.
Caught your attention.
Yeah.
Right.
And, you know, like I said, getting back into real estate, the market was down still. Excuse me. And I've walked into, like I said before, sketchy situations. My pepper spray was expired, which I did not know they expired.
Right.
You know, here I had it for like 8 years.
Talk about false sense of security.
Yeah, you know, so I go to test it and it goes, and nothing. The pressure was gone, everything. And I thought, oh, great. Okay, well, $10. Let me get a new one. So I ordered it through Damsel in Defense, And the thing I love about their pepper sprays is they have a dye in them.
Wow.
So if let's say you're attacking me, I spray you, you're going to be stained with the dye instantly, number one.
Right.
And then
How
number
long?
2, you're going to be stained with an ultraviolet dye for 7 days.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really cool. So I could give the police your description.
Talk about a paper trail.
Yeah, and they put that black light on you.
Wow, really?
They're gonna know it's you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
you can
really...
deny all you want.
Right. But the DNA is there. That is really cool. So you also have something that looks like a flashlight.
That is a flashlight. That is our road trip. Okay. And it is actually has the seatbelt cutter.
Oh.
Will break your glass.
Oh, wow.
Has an alarm on it. Has a beacon on it, so you can actually put it on top of your car or on your fender because there's magnets on the side and it'll attach to metal, which is actually pretty cool. And then it has the flashlight on it, and it has a lower and then like a strobe. Yeah. So and those
and what's the top?
That breaks your windshield.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
So $30.
Wow. What? And is it battery?
Yes.
Okay.
3 AAA batteries.
You just put them in there?
Just put it in, and you can use
it? Even has a really good handle.
It does.
Wow. Very cool. So what else do we have?
We have, this is perfect for like the elderly or your child. Okay. When they're in school, let's say your child is in school, they go into a public restroom, you're at Disneyland, wherever. It has a flashlight on it.
Right, for the eyes.
And then,
oh, wow.
And an alarm. So that's going to get people's attention.
Absolutely.
So at least you know they're going to turn and see.
Especially with a little kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, because.
So whether or wherever, which is actually pretty awesome.
That is really cool.
And it's called the Holler His for the blue, and Holler Hers is pink.
Is it a battery?
It is a battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this one I've had for about a year and a half.
Okay.
So never changed the battery.
Okay. Beautiful.
So batteries last quite a while. We've got our stun guns.
Yeah, we got his and hers.
We got his, hers. They come in all kinds of different colors. They're super light.
Okay.
They just plug right in.
Oh.
Which is really cool.
So you don't need a battery?
No battery needed. Wow. Plug it in for 8 hours every 30 days. And it's good to go.
And it's a stun gun, huh?
It's a stun gun. It won't work because you don't have a pin. Which is really cool. A pin. I'm going to show you.
Really?
So the first one up is our flashlight.
Right.
Okay. They all the stun guns come with a flashlight.
Right.
You'll go up one more, and that's your stun gun. It's still armed. You can see the red light. They take it away. Let's say somebody takes it away. They can't use it against you.
Wow.
Because you've got the safety pin.
Wow.
And our suggestion is to always layer your protection. So you'd want to have like a pepper spray.
Oh, a second on that ring.
Correct. Or a Kubotan, a striking tool, which I carry on my keys at all times.
Wow.
So this way you can always go back and spray them.
No,
and they've got your stun gun.
Let's show them this because that's, wow, I didn't even know they made them like this.
Yeah.
So this little ring, you put now a pepper spray on here, that gets taken away from you. It's no longer a weapon against you, and you still have the pepper spray or whatever it is that you put on.
Or whatever else you have.
Wow.
So without that,
your stun gun will not work. Do you know what the voltage is on these?
They are 7.5 million volts.
Okay.
It's the amperage that actually gets them. I don't know the exact
do they have,
average.
on their website, do they have videos showing?
They do, yes.
Okay, I figured.
How to use them and everything. Yeah. This one is our striking, it's called the striking distance. Okay. It is, again, with our flashlight, you'll go up second time.
And it still needs the key.
And it still needs that key. So if they take it from you, they can't use it against you. Wow. And this one will get from the sides or the front.
Just touch them.
Just touch them.
Wow.
And feel how light that is.
I saw when you picked it up. Wow.
I actually keep that on my car door.
Oh, inside
Most people will
door?
carry a baseball bat, which is illegal.
Right.
Okay. This is not.
Yeah, but this is so much more effective.
This is going to be
way more
great
effective
if you actually are walking.
Yep.
In the evenings, in the daytime, whatever, and let's say there's a dog.
Yeah.
That's coming out. This sound will stop that dog in their tracks.
And if it
guaranteed. If it doesn't, you're going to stun them.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not going to hurt, you know, it's not going to kill anybody or anything, but it's going to let them know.
If someone's hurting you, whether it's an animal or a person, you have the right to defend yourself. That's the bottom line. What's this one?
This is also a stun gun.
Okay.
This one, you don't need the pin for the flashlight, but you do...
Oh, for the stun.
For the stun.
Wow.
So, and that is all the way around.
Wow.
You know, for people that work, let's say, someplace where you cannot take any protection with you, you can always keep the pin somewhere else in your pocket or something. It's just a flashlight. And that's it. But let's say you're walking out in the middle of the night, whether you're a bartender, a waitress, a nurse, wherever, you've got that.
Yeah, so if you're somewhere where you can't have something like this, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Okay, and then what is this? It looks like a mousetrap.
This is actually, it's called our step off.
Okay.
Let me see. It becomes a nightlight.
Okay.
It is also, you put it on your window if you want, or your door.
Okay.
And then it's an alarm. Oh. So if somebody opens up that door or slides that window, it's going to alarm for $15. If you can't afford an expensive alarm system, this is at least going to let you know. Or you've got that little teenager that's trying to sneak out at night. You know?
That would have been my worst enemy.
Mine too. Don't feel bad. Oh, I would have been in so much trouble.
That would have been my. Marilyn, do we have anybody else jump on?
Yeah, Robert Munley. He says, "Great program."
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
And anybody else?
Thanks, Sandra.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome.
She's monster mode. I knew we were going to bring the value, and this is really.
I mean, we've got pepper sprays. We've got so much more.
So how does the company? How is that set up? How does it work?
It's a direct sales company.
So explain
right now, what you can do right now for the month of September, they are actually having a special where you can sign up and get over $300 worth of the product. For $99, which is normally $149 to sign up. But till the end of September, you can go ahead and sign up and get, pay the $99. And it's just like Tupperware, candles.
So you buy the stuff.
Well, I don't even carry any. I carry very little stock.
Oh, you use them as your warehouse? I use
them as my warehouse.
Okay.
I don't hold anything in my house. If I'm doing an event somewhere, like this weekend I'm going up to Oak Glen, and I'll have a couple of the Coubatons and some pepper sprays.
Oh.
But the majority of the stuff, I have them ship it directly to your home. I don't have anything in stock, so I'm not carrying tons of product all over the place.
Okay, so if I wanted to buy this from you and you didn't have it in stock,
$60.
But how do I
plus
do
shipping and handling, I'd order it all for you.
You do it all.
Or you can go on my website.
Okay.
Just look up the Stun Gun Lady.
Okay.
And you'll be able to go ahead and order.
Okay.
Right there.
And we're going to give all your information before we jump off, and also, when we go reshare this after, you're going to be able to get on, interact, and then share your information as well.
Perfect.
And then I know in the promo we have your info as well. Marilyn, did anybody else jump on?
Senator Ogden says it's really cool stuff.
Yeah,
cool
I'll
stuff.
tell you what, it is really cool stuff. A ton of value because anybody could use this. Anybody.
And the really cool thing is, let's say I end up in a situation and I use one of my products.
Right.
I lose it because they took it away from me, or I stunned the guy, or I sprayed the guy, and I took off running, dropped it and ran. all I have to do, file a police report, send it into whether it's me or the corporate office. They'll replace your item at no charge.
And here's the other thing too I want to talk about, because so many people are going to relate this to just women or elderly, but here's the deal, right? Everyone and their grandmother is looking to sue, right?
Yes.
So, and anybody can be sued for anything.
Anything.
So I would much rather have to just get it over with something like this than worry about getting sued, getting into a physical altercation.
Into a physical altercation
right?
with somebody.
Or whatever else that winds up to end up, because it can never end good. Either way. Either way, I've been there. It never ends good.
No, it doesn't.
It never ends good. Anything else that you want to share about this company and how it works? So anybody can become a
Anybody
retailer?
can become
Would you call it a retailer?
It's direct sales.
Direct sales. Okay.
Direct sales.
Okay.
So anybody can become, unless you are a felon.
Okay.
That's the
So
only.
they check your.
They check
Okay.
your background.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Which it's against the law, and these are not tasers like everybody thinks.
Okay.
They are stun guns. They don't shoot out. You
Right.
don't need a license or certification
Now, what about?
to carry
Let me
it
ask
or
you this:
sell them.
what about state to state?
There are some restrictions in different states.
So you need to do your homework.
You actually, they have. I don't know if it's in this one or not, but there are state restrictions, and I know they send it out. I don't think it's in this one.
I'm sure they have a database.
They do
right?
have a database, and they give you all the information. They do all your marketing for
Right.
you. You don't have to create anything.
Right. It's
They
a
do it all
turnkey.
for you. Yes.
It's a turnkey operation. So how long they've been around?
They started in 2011. It was
Oh, wow.
2 women, best friends.
Really?
Created this and decided, you know what, we need to empower people,
Love
we need
it.
to equip people and educate people that you can use items and you can touch and feel, and just zapping this gives you the empowerment.
So it's
it
two-
just 2 women.
2 women that said, you know what, we see value, we see a
Yes.
void, and here's what we're going to bring to market. And just 2011.
Yeah.
Where's their headquarters?
It is in Idaho.
Okay. Man, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Love that story.
And
When we do
growing
this,
so huge.
I'm sure, because it just fills such a great void. It's a great name. It's a great marketing. I love it. Actually, when we go nationwide with this Monster Motivator TV, I'm going to look them up because we're going to get them on.
Oh, they would
I love
it.
that.
They
I
would
love
it.
that. Love that story. So, is there anything else that I didn't share that you want to share while we're here? And it doesn't have to be this. It could be just life, just things that little wisdom over the years that you've acquired.
Just keep going. Don't give up. Don't let everything in life just take over you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just keep that positive outcome. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the outlook.
And, and just keep plugging along. Things may look bleak, and they'll pick up. Things always get better.
And I love that. And a real quick overview, what we'll do from today is really the points are, like you just said, you need to own it, because this is your journey. This is your one ride. This is your one at bat, right? So you need to own it. I always say, people ask me all the time, you're the fear barrier guy. What are you afraid of? And I'm terrified, completely terrified of regret. Of regret.
Really?
Absolutely. I don't want to leave with anything on the table. And I don't know if that's today or 60 years from now.
You never know.
Either way,
Yeah.
I want to be able to know that I didn't leave anything that I didn't have to
that.
leave on the table. And that's what I'm terrified of. And that's what I hope. I want to get that message out. If you're going to be afraid of something, be afraid of regret.
I like that.
Because this is your one chance, right? We don't know if there's another chance. This is our one time, right? And so we're all going to die. So so get up there,
it's unavoidable.
Swing that bat, right? Get that taser out there. And so own it, right? Be honest with yourself, audit yourself, and if you have to change, you have to maneuver, you have to figure things out. You know, you have a great business going, you have multiple things going, and all of a sudden life says, you know what? We're going to put you through a boot camp, and you
just roll with it.
And life says, what are you made of? You need to earn it.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
You know, you just
You gotta
You
earn
just
it.
you get kicked in the teeth, and you go, you know what? I'm stronger than this.
Right.
I can do it.
Right.
And
right.
you just
you
keep,
spit that tooth out.
You spit it out and just keep
Atta
moving.
girl.
Exactly.
Atta girl.
That's about it.
That's exactly what. And I know Marilyn's all about that. Marilyn, anybody else jump on?
Yeah, Sandra Ogden has 2 comments.
Okay.
Great for kids to keep them safe and keep bullies away.
Yep.
And then Jeremiah 29:11, God has a plan for all of us, plans to make us all successful if we want it and work for it. Amen.
You know what? Amen is right. If you want it and if you work for it. And that's what life says. You need to earn it. And if you're not willing to earn it, you're not going to get it. And if you do get it, you're not going to keep it.
That's right.
So
that's right.
That's the ultimate.
That's exactly
That's the ultimate thing. And also, I think a big part of your story too is embracing the struggle, because who you become on the other side of that struggle is really is what you're striving for.
Yes.
That new person, right?
Yes.
Going through your divorce, right? It might have been brutal in the beginning, might have been brutal throughout, but you're a different person on this side than you were in front. Right?
Oh, definitely.
Versus in the back. And that's really what it's about, you know?
It is.
It's becoming that person.
Things happen for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a death in your family, no matter what it is, things happen and you're going to learn from it.
Right.
As long as you're open and you're ready to grasp anything and just move forward with it.
Yeah.
I've had my brother pass away, my father passed away a year and a half later, and then 30 days later my grandmother passed away. Never got to mourn any of them until we were done completely. And then going through right after that, about 2.5 years later is when my divorce started happening. And you know what? You grow with it. You bounce back,
and you survive.
Exactly.
And you
that's
survive.
all it is. You survive. You move. You just keep plugging along. You look for the positive in everything.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, the reality is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to whine, cry, bitch, and moan, or
it doesn't do any good?
Or are you going to step up?
I could sit
and
there
figure
and
it out.
have my own pity party
Right.
all I want.
Right.
But
At
where's
the
it
end of the
going
day,
to get me?
nobody wants to hear it.
Nobody wants to hear it.
At the end of the day, that's the reality. That's the real. So I love the energy. I love where you're coming with this, because we're definitely connected on that. So I would say the other big point is, like you keep saying, is just keep doing it, because the action becomes magical.
It does.
And the people and the circumstances come into your life, right, to make it happen.
Yes.
So that's what I love about that. Marilyn, anybody else jump on?
Yeah, Lisa James.
Oh, Lisa, how are you?
She said, glad I was able to jump on.
I'm glad you made it. Lisa's another one. She's out in Washington State, just making it happen. She has her own podcast. I'll be a guest on there again, second time. So she's also a co-founder of a magazine. It's just ready to launch. So
cool.
she's making it happen.
Very cool.
She's making it happen.
Congrats.
Thank you, Lisa, for taking the time. Anybody else, Marilyn?
Yes, Sandra Ogden. God bless you, girl. You are so inspiring and a great example for all. You go, girl.
Thanks, Sandra. That's awesome.
Know, but you never know. And here's a great. This is great, right? I'm glad she said that, because you're the perfect example of your message. Your story isn't about you. See, you made it through to help somebody else, give somebody else a possibility of hope, right? Because not everyone, so many people go through divorces. So many people have multiple jobs, or that single mom that's trying to get out of that secretary 9 to 5, and you come on, right? And you say, here's how I did it, right? And I always say, take what works, throw out the rest.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Take what works for you, throw out the rest, right? Yeah. So I love that. That's what this is about. That's what Monster Motivator TV is all about, is giving that value, right? And sharing those stories, because you made it through, because you were tough enough, and because now you're that new person to share that. And that's an obligation.
It is.
I believe that's an obligation.
It is. I believe it too.
I believe it's an obligation, yeah. And when you look at it that way, it takes all the pressure off. Because so many people are so scared of what other people think. I always say...
You know what? I've always had this attitude. You may not like me. You may not appreciate what you see in me. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Nobody's asking you to sit there and watch me and follow me or anything. But I'm doing things. I'm moving forward. You can do the same thing.
Right.
It's a jealousy type of thing.
Well, and it becomes a toxic, negative,
it becomes a very
fearful.
Toxic. So I move those people out of my life. There's A people, B people, C people, D people.
Right.
D's are out of my life.
The energy vampires, I call them.
Yes. You know, there's some C's, well, you got to deal with them.
Right.
You know, but the A's and the B's are the ones you want to surround yourself with.
It's the environment, right?
It's the environment.
It's the environment.
You surround yourself with positive, you're going to be positive.
Yeah, and see, what I like about you is I pride myself on this, and I know you do too, is love me or hate me, what you see is what you get.
What you get.
So there's no surprises.
Yep.
This is what it is.
People tell me I come off sometimes like a Mack truck.
I love it. You know what? Either jump on or we're running you over. Because I love that though. That's the way to live life. Right?
You have to.
That's the way. But
this is the only life I have.
But so many people don't.
They
right?
don't.
They so worry about what other people think, and
I don't care what people think.
Exactly. Here's what I say. You're gonna form your opinion either way.
Either way.
I'm gonna make sure it's accurate.
Yep.
Right?
Let you know what it's about.
I'm gonna make sure it's accurate.
Yes.
I love that. So, Marilyn, anybody else jump on before we jump off?
Lisa James, she left you another message of Rabbit Hole Reflections with Lisa James on October 13th. Can't wait to follow up with you now that your book is out.
Yes, we're going to be jumping back on, and we're going to be going live, I believe, and taking questions, and nothing's off the table. So bring those questions,
nice.
And we're gonna learn who the Monster Motivator is behind the black curtain. So I'm excited, and again, thank you, Lisa, for jumping on. Anybody else, Marilyn?
Sandra Ogden.
Okay.
She says the train is moving. You either on or off. I'm getting on.
Absolutely, because you know what happens if you don't get on, you get run over.
You get run over.
That's what
you
life
miss it,
says.
you're chasing it.
Right. That's what life says, right?
Yeah.
And that's a great lead-in. I believe, and we just talked about this, the fear of what other people think, and I also believe the fear of change, and I believe those two fears, all the other fears, they all map to that. And the fear of change is like a train, right?
Yeah.
It's life says evolution, change is going to happen, whether you're ready, whether you agree,
ready or not.
whether you agree, and if you don't jump on, you're getting run over.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting left behind. So I love that. And where can they find you?
They can actually go on Facebook. If you look up Linda the Stun Gun Lady, you'll find me there.
Okay.
If you want my real estate help in any way for friends, family, yourself, even if it's just a simple question, it's Linda, your realtor.
Okay.
And
great marketing, girl. Great marketing.
Thanks.
Love it. Love it.
And
are you on? What about a website?
My website is mydamselpro.net.
Okay.
Linda the Stun Gun Lady.
And then you'll have your email on there.
I'll have my email, thestungunlady@icloud.com.
Right. And if you have trouble finding her, I know where to find her. I know where she is. Just reach out to me. Marilyn, before we jump off, anybody else jump on?
No, we haven't gotten another one since Sandra.
Okay, great. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time, jumping on. As you guys know, Monster Motivator TV comes to you real, raw, and live. We'll come to you, or you come to our studio in Marietta. We want to highlight, promote local businesses, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, making a difference in their community, bringing the value, bringing their struggle to the light to help other people bring that value, so you know there's a possibility, right, that you might be able to make it through, or that you know somebody. So if you get value from this, please share it. And if you know anybody in the Southern California area that we can go to and share their story, please have them reach out, and we can book them. And the first week in October, we will be in Arizona. We have about 4 or 5 shows set up. I'm doing my book tour, so I'm excited about that. And then right after that, we're going to book East Coast and get out there and do the book tour and do a lot of Monster Motivator TVs. And we were on track to get this thing nationwide, and we're going to do a tour nationwide. So I'm really excited. Anything else before we jump off?
That is about it.
That's about it?
Yep.
Great job. Thank you for being a value.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Do you know anything about the Monster Motivator roar?
I know very little.
Okay, so the sound and the pose is just as important, but here's why. I believe that you can only be in one state at a time. So you can either, if you're in gratitude, you can't be in sorrow, or you can't be in victim. If you're in victim state, you can't be in gratitude state. So you're in one state at a time.
Okay.
And my question is to everyone, you have a decision to live your life. You can purr like a kitten or roar like a lion. I want to roar like a lion. So we're going to do the Monster Motivator roar, and I know you roar like a lion, girl. So you ready? So you want me to show you how it's done?
Do it.
On 3, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now the sound is just as important. Ah! That a girl. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah! Awesome. Thank you so much, Marilyn.